So what's next for 7th Ave? So we got, a couple events happening.
Yep.
We're working on a super secret launch. It's kind of like the Beyonce album. It's just going to drop. Yeah, build that excitement. So what do you guys have on the horizon for the future?
Yeah, I think we're really in that phase right now where we're, again, learning and building with the community. And so we're really trying to get people in the application. We're like, now's the time where we can start to open the gates up a little bit. We can start to kind of bring you into the home, take your shoes off, sit down, and have a good time. And so we've been having some really dope conversations in the app, and that's been exciting. Having some of our advisors, like, Karen Civil, hop in and be able to give us, criticism and give us, inspiration on ways to get better has been super pivotal for us. And we've been in the streets. Yeah. We've been outside. As I said, you've heard us say we got to build with the community. So we're here in Atlanta this weekend doing exactly that. We'll be in Houston soon. We're trying to kind of travel to where our community is and be face to face and understand the intersectionality of our existence and how we can bring all that to the app. So we're excited to get people in there.
Amazing.
And I think just from a product standpoint, additionally, we just had a few big lessons that we learned, right? Where the biggest one was this. The product that we're building and the company that we're launching, it's in a totally different environment compared to when other, social audio platforms were entering the market, right? Where there was COVID. Everybody was shut down. They didn't have all these options. That's all they could do. Where now we're competing in this world of like, no, there's an abundance of options. And so how do you help people make, you as the choice? And so there was that learning. And then additionally, just understanding that, hey, live audio is a feature. It is a feature. And like when we started to really unpack like the whole user journey and understand like one, how do these kind of conversations like the one that we're having right now, how does this even happen? There's usually something that triggers it. And so I'm really excited to tackle that problem. I know we've been having a lot of discussions around that, but I think we're in a very opportunistic like period of time right now where one, we understand like, with what we're trying to do, hit the streets right now, it resembles the early days of hip hop when you had to get it out the trunk with the CD or the tape, right? But additionally, as we go more into like the summertime, think about it. Students are going back to campus. We shall not miss that. We should be on 7th Ave at How. So those are the things I'm just looking forward to. But more importantly, I think Jeff Bezos said this. He said, understand your outputs, but focus on your inputs. And I think it's continuing to double down on the things that we put in, because if you put good stuff in, you will get good stuff out. And so I know there's a lot of unique challenges that we have. And I know like just from my standpoint, one of the things I've accepted is like, I've never faced some of these problems ever in my life. But like going back to what I was saying about trust, I think part of trust is like one, having a strong belief in the expectation that was set, but two, removal of self, right? Because without trust, you try to do it all yourself. And I think I'm just excited for just like the personal growth holistically as a team we have, because I do think that's going to go into the product, it's going to go into the market, it's going to go into the designs, and more importantly, it's going to resonate with the community. And so I'm really excited just to be on this journey with Black Lotus, because at the end of the day, like we have around us in our community, we have all these different cheat codes and pieces that we can piece together to do it. And I'm glad that you even were open to embarking on this journey with us. So thank you.
Thank you guys, man. This has been beautiful. I'm grateful that you've trusted us to help design your brand, your logo, the colors, app, website, pitch deck. It was such an incredible process, and we're excited to be a part of it. And I love your point around how the environment is changing, and so there's more pressure to create a differentiated but valuable experience, right? One of my homies, Drake, likes to say, it ain't about who did it first, it's about who did it right.
Not the homie.
You feel me? So we need to get him on the app, and we're going to let him know he's doing it right.
It's a matter of time.
It's only a matter of time. So in closing, guys, is there one piece of advice that you want to give to first-time founders or anyone else who's out here trying to do some of the things that we've been blessed to do? What would that be for you guys?
I think my biggest piece of advice is that the only way you can get somewhere is to take one step forward. And so I think we spent a lot of time just as human beings stuck in our heads and not actually outputting things into the world. And so I think for us, where we really start to get momentum, and so we're like, let's just try, right? We don't need to be perfect. We don't have to know exactly what we're doing, but we take a step somewhere, we'll get to a destination. And so I would just say, put something out there.
Nice. What about you, Brian?
And I would like even doubling down onto like putting something out there. I think my piece of advice would be understand you're going to suffer on this journey. There's going to be a ton of suffering. There are going to be days that like you don't want to do anything, push through, etc., etc. Like this shit is hard. And I think going back to taking like one step forward at a time, I think when I look through the lens of that one step, it's like, how do I take one more step towards like getting through this hard thing, right? Because what I've realized, like things that we do think are hard and we think they're big, and like on the other side, like they are blessings. They are blessings. And I think going to procrastination and just like getting in our own ways as founders sometimes, like we run away from the hard stuff. And so I'll just say run towards it and understand like it's going to suck along the process, but you can learn how to deal with it.
And I'm just gonna quickly add on to that. We have this conversation all the time around like you get to a point in life where you have to be excited about the hard things because that's the only time you're gonna grow. And so, you know, there you have all these challenges and these uphill battles, but you have to be in the mentality of the other side of this, there will be growth. I will level up, I will be better, and I will learn. And so having that just awareness is
That's beautiful. So take one step forward and embrace the suffering that comes along the journey. There's a great book on that too I'll recommend, Man's Search for Meaning. So it talks a lot about that. And you know, from my perspective, I always like to sign off with the same thing. And this is like my mantra. And then my biggest advice to any entrepreneur or creative is to own your power, to give back, and to leave no stone unturned. So with that, I thank you guys for taking the time to chat with us today.
This was fun.
Yeah,
it's
thank
a great
you.
vibe.